probably the easiest way to shoot cinematic videos right now. And the crazy part is, it fits into your pocket. This is the DJI Pocket 4 and I've been using it for more than a month now. Not just testing it, but actually shooting real content with it. So in this video, I'm not just going to talk about specs, I'm going to show you how to actually use it to shoot better videos, real tips, real scenarios, and how you can get pro-looking footage without overcomplicating anything. Let's start with the most important thing, image quality. The Pocket 4 has a 1-inch sensor with up to 14 stops of dynamic range, which means you get a lot more detail in both shadows and highlights. But here's the key tip, don't overcomplicate it. Yes, it supports things like 10-bit D-Log and plenty of manual settings, but honestly, you don't even need to use that to get great results. Most of the time, I just shoot standard color or built-in film tones because the footage already looks really good straight out of the camera. And that's the whole idea of this camera. You don't spend time fixing footage, you just use it. The video coming out of this camera looks seriously impressive. It is sharp, detailed, and the dynamic range is strong enough to handle both bright highlights and darker shadows without falling apart. The footage is also very stable and smooth thanks to the built-in mechanical gimbal, one of the key advantages over smartphones. You can also use up to 2 times lossless zoom while recording in 4K, which is really awesome, and the quality at 2x still looks amazing. 4 times zoom video also looks really good, and you can switch between different zoom modes seamlessly in the middle of the video recording. And what's even crazier is that this is all coming from such a compact camera with a 1-inch sensor. It really doesn't feel like you are sacrificing anything in terms of image quality. You just take it out of your pocket and start shooting the video. And if you don't even want to spend time color grading all of this, this is where the built-in film tones come in. This is probably one of my favorite features. Pocket 4 has built-in film tones and they actually save a lot of time and give you a completely different look to your content. How I use it? If I'm shooting city scenes, I use movie or warm tone. Nature, something cleaner like CC. Casual vlog, natural look. And the best part is, you don't need to color grade. Now, these are just my recommendations, and the cool thing is, when you go through the camera's interface, each film tone actually comes with a description suggesting where it works best. So we can follow that, but at the end of the day, these are just suggestions. You've got full creative control here. There are no strict rules. You are a filmmaker, you decide the look, you experiment, you create your own style. And that's really the whole idea of these film tones. You get a finished look straight out of the camera, you don't need to spend hours color grading, you shoot, you upload, and you're done. That simplicity is exactly what this camera is all about. Now let's talk about low light, and this is where I was actually surprised. The Pocket 4 improves low light dynamic range up to around 2 stops better. Real use, you can shoot night walks, street lights, city scenes, and so on. For the best quality, I suggest you use a dedicated low-light video mode and still get very good quality and clean footage straight out of the camera. Low-light video mode. Now, this is where things get really interesting, especially if you are a solo creator. Active Track 7.0 on the Pocket 4 is more accurate than ever. It now works up to 4 times zoom and it is seriously powerful, but what I like the most is that you've got multiple ways to use it depending on your workflow. The most straightforward way is just double tap on your subject and the camera instantly locks on and starts tracking. It can track pretty much anything, people, cars, or pretty much any moving objects. So I double tap on the device and it starts tracking as I move the device. So tracking feature can be used pretty much for anything you want, for people, cars, products, and I've been testing this feature with quite a few devices and it's been reliable, super accurate, and super easy to use. I also like using it for my product review videos. It's fast, it's reliable, and it works great for walking shots, talking shots, general vlogging, product demonstration, and so on. But there is a smarter way to do it. You can enable Face Auto Detect and register yourself as the main subject. And here's the key part. As soon as you hit record, the camera automatically starts tracking you. No need to double tap anything. So in practice, you just place the camera on a tripod, walk into the frame, hit record, and it already knows who to follow. No setup, no interaction, it just works. This is perfect for solo videos, talking headshots, hands-free filming. Quick tip, use the remote shutter on the DJI Mic 3 to start or stop recording so you don't have to go back to the camera. It saves a lot of time. This will be tracking modes demonstration. Now I'm double tapping on my face and the camera starts tracking me. This is a pretty standard mode, the easiest way. I mean, there are also quite a few other super easy ways, but this is like the most straightforward way. Now, what I'm doing is I just stopped tracking and I select Face Auto Detect Tracking, and I didn't need to do anything. The camera started tracking me automatically because I have registered my face and the camera is tracking me without me needing to do anything. And the cool thing is, there are actually even more ways to control tracking, which I'll show a bit later in this video. On top of that, you've also got dynamic framing, which is a big upgrade. You're not stuck in the center of the frame anymore. Using the joystick, you can shift yourself to the left, shift yourself to the right, or frame your shot based on what you're showing. This is super useful when you want to show something in the background, you don't want that typical centered vlog look, or you want more cinematic composition. It gives you greater flexibility in how you frame your shots, while also making your footage look more natural and professional. Here is beautiful river. I'm using dynamic framing feature, and right now what I'm seeing on the Pocket Force display, I'm on my right hand side, so I can show you the river, the surroundings. Even if I move the camera, I'm staying on one side of the screen. Now remember, I said there are even more ways to control tracking, and this is where it gets even better. The Pocket 4 supports gesture control, which means you can control the camera completely hands-free. Show your palm, start or stop tracking. Show a V sign, start or stop recording. It's not just a gimmick, the gesture control is actually very accurate and it works reliably every single time. Here's how I actually use it. Set the camera on a tripod, walk into the frame, do a simple gesture and start recording instantly. No running back to the camera, no checking if it is recording, it just makes the whole process way smoother. This is a huge deal if you film alone like me most of the time, shoot outdoor content, or just want a faster workflow, because it removes friction. And when things are easier, you shoot more. And once you've got your shot set up and recording effortlessly, that's where you start getting more creative with your footage. This is a hand gesture demonstration. I just showed a V sign to start recording. I showed a palm sign to start tracking me. Let's say I don't want the camera to be tracking me. I show a palm gesture again, so it does not track me anymore. And if I want to finish this recording, I just show a V sign again to stop the video recording. Now let's talk about creative shots. The Pocket 4 can shoot 4K 240fps slow motion, which is industry leading and a major upgrade because most cameras are still limited to 4K at 120fps. The footage coming out of that 240fps slow motion mode looks incredible, super smooth, detailed and just very satisfying to watch. It really opens up a lot of creative possibilities, especially if you're filming fast-moving objects or moving water. And of course, 4K at 120 FPS is still there as well, and it still delivers amazing quality if you don't want to go all the way to 240 FPS. And also, the Pocket 4 has a slow shutter video mode, which lets you introduce natural motion blur into your shots, giving your footage a more cinematic and artistic look. How I use it? Slow motion for action or moving water shots. Slow shutter for cinematic motion blur. I use this in low light, especially with city lights behind me, and it creates a really nice effect. I like holding the camera in front of me and start spinning. Well, this is just one example, but you can get very creative with it. Now let's talk about audio, because it is just as important as video, and this is where the Pocket 4 gets surprisingly powerful. You can record 4-channel audio, which means that you can connect 2 wireless mics and still capture ambient sound at the same time. So in editing, you've got way more control over your audio. This is especially useful for interviews, 2-person setups, or more complex scenes. On top of that, it also supports spatial audio, so when you're listening back with headphones, it creates a more immersive, almost real-life sound experience, like you're actually there in the scene. I have 2 DJI Mic 3s connected to the Pocket 4 camera. One is right here, and another is in my hand. I want to keep talking in front of the camera, but at the same time, I want you to enjoy the sounds of nature, so I'm just gonna use this microphone. Just gonna put it right here. So it keeps recording beautiful sounds of water flow, and I can talk. So you have a nice and relaxing background noise. This is actually not a noise. This is a beautiful sound of nature. And this is a really cool one. It also has audio zoom. So when you zoom in with the camera, the audio focuses more on your subject, and when you zoom out, it captures more of the surrounding environment. So overall, you're not just getting better audio quality, you're getting more control, more flexibility, and a much more professional result in your final video. Now let's talk about the small things, because these are the features that actually make you want to use this camera every day. First, you've got a new 5D joystick, and this makes a big difference in real use. It gives you much more precise and smooth control over the gimbal. Also, movements feel more natural and responsive, and you can control the gimbal speed. Overall, it just makes operating the camera easier. You also get physical buttons under the screen, which are super useful in real use. The button on your left is your zoom control, letting you quickly switch all the way up to 4x zoom. And then there is a custom button, which is actually really powerful. You can assign different functions to single press, double press, or triple press, so you can fully customize it based on your shooting workflow. And that's what makes a big difference here. Instead of going through the menus, you just press a button and keep shooting. And this is something I really like. You've got 107GB of built-in storage, so you don't need to worry about SD cards, no forgetting cards at home, just turn it on and start shooting. And when it comes to getting your footage off the camera, this is another big upgrade. The Pocket 4 has USB 3.1 support and up to 800MB per second transfer speeds. That means you can move your files incredibly fast. I also really like the user interface. It's simple, clean, and very easy to use. You can quickly switch between different shooting modes, adjust resolution, review your clips, and tweak a wide range of settings depending on how you like to shoot. And there is actually a lot here to play with, so you can really customize the camera to match your own workflow. At the same time, everything feels very fast and fluid. No lag, no hiccups, just a smooth experience overall. And that fits perfectly with the whole idea of this camera. You take it out of your pocket and you're ready to shoot instantly. All of this might sound small, but combined, it removes friction from your workflow. And when everything is faster and easier, you spend less time dealing with the camera and more time actually creating content. Finally, quick bonus tips, because there are a few extra things that really complete the whole experience. This camera is not just about video, it's also great for portraits and photos, as you can now take 37 megapixel pictures. There are also built-in filters, beauty effects, and even a magnetic fill light, so you can get bright, clean, good-looking results straight out of the camera, no setup needed. But honestly, the bigger picture here is this. This isn't just another camera, it's something you actually carry with you. You take it out of your pocket, shoot something instantly, and move on. And that's what makes it different. It's not just about recording content, it's about capturing moments easily, creatively, and without friction. And that's really what the Pocket 4 is all about, making it easier to shoot excellent quality video straight out of the camera without overthinking the process. If you're thinking of picking up the Pocket 4, I would definitely recommend going for the Creator Combo. It comes with everything you need to get started, including the DJI Mic 3, a fill light, a gimbal clamp, and even 2 convenient storage pouches, along with a bunch of other useful accessories for a complete, ready-to-shoot setup. The biggest strength of the DJI Pocket 4 is very simple. It removes friction from the entire creative process. You don't need to think about complex settings, you don't need heavy editing, and you definitely don't need a big setup. You just take it out of your pocket and start shooting. And what really stands out is that you're not sacrificing quality to get that simplicity. You're still getting excellent image quality, strong stabilization thanks to the mechanical gimbal, smart tracking, and a lot of creative tools built right into the camera. So whether you're filming yourself, shooting B-roll, or just capturing moments on the go, this camera makes the whole process faster, easier, and honestly, more enjoyable. And that's why I think this is one of the best cameras right now for solo creators, vloggers, and anyone who just wants to create high-quality content without overcomplicating it. Because at the end of the day, the easier it is to shoot, the more you actually create. Let me know in the comments, which feature would you actually use the most? Also, like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.